Welcome back to the TimConLAN tournament. We during the intermission we had to switch commentators on the fly because Backstein is also playing. So now what you have is me, Capelli47. I will have to say it's been a while with me and Diabotical. Last time I commentated was in the Egg WP tournament in, I have to say it's like 2021. So it's been a while. So some of these maps may be a little bit new to me, but some of the players are definitely familiar, including Backstein, who just left the commentator's seat, and now it's me on time in the remote. Right now we have fearZZz and minikieff. Seems fearZZz already started the game inside a minute. The first frag's been done. Minikieff immediately very, very low on health, though fearZZz has completely retaliated. minikieff doesn't have much of a stack to go for, but is trying to infiltrate the control of fearZZz stack here, as well as the pickups. One frag to go for inside a minute. That's already a good start, but it's not much of a difference. fearZZz with that stack, he could make an assault at any time. minikieff is just trying to look where he's at. Neither of them are making any noise. There we go. Finally, minikieff takes some damage. Bale's coming in on fearZZ's side, or into fearZZ's side rather. Mega health is finally minikieff. He's infiltrated the control of that slightly. And with that armor, is ready to make another offense, maybe a second frag. Listening to the steps carefully, fearZZz arrived from below, tries to go to the armor, but minikieff is right there to confront him. Takes the armor. fearZZz very accurate with the shaft. minikieff misses the rail. Go for an pretty much equal stack. minikieff goes to the mega and goes immediate assault on fearZZz. Very low on HP, both of them. 20 HP left, and fearZZz will go down in a midair rail. And that is the second frag for minikieff. Is quickly second confrontation, and fearZZz retaliates with a shotgun. Finally gets the control back with the armor. But on the blaster, minikieff has no armor at the moment, but has a little bit of health. Might actually just fearZZz he's on the control of the mega. Other side tries to get the armor. No sight of minikieff anywhere. It's cautiously just takes the armor over there. minikieff's on yellow. fearZZz notices yellow's been picked up. It's 1-2. If fearZZz finally ready to make a confrontation to tie the score up. Picks up red, but gets a rail from minikieff on the mega. Both go for an offense, and it's a frag to fearZZz, who is very low on HP. Gets a 50, but that is not going to be enough if minikieff just has enough guts to retaliate here. Red's going to be spawning right there. fearZZz is just going to concede it. It's minikieff's right there. 10 seconds to mega and yellow, very much at the same time. Spawn at the same time. minikieff on mega. fearZZ's on yellow. fearZZz with that yellow doesn't have a superior stack, but minikieff nearly full. Just trying to make some move against fearZZz. He's very confident on a push here and goes for it, but a couple rails hit. fearZZz on now. 200 stack, very nice rail on minikieff there on the jump pad. Second one misses, catches a rocket, decides to fall back a little bit. minikieff gets mega 5 seconds until red. fearZZz is cautiously looking around. Here's minikieff coming to red. It's a fight in there. Very nice damage on both players. minikieff barely lower on stack. It's a very, very frantic fight here, but with the frags also being in ties. Here again on red. Perhaps it perfectly minikieff around the door waiting for him. And gets his third frag. Nice rail by minikieff there. Now he's got control of heavy here. He's cautiously waiting. You can see fearZZ's blip on the map there. Just decides to just wait around a little bit for minikieff as well. Suspect he would be on red. Mega is up. fearZZ's is just strictly defending with the rockets from above. Catches some damage on minikieff, but we will eventually get the Mega. It's going to revoke all damage that fearZZ's did to him, and a very nice rail to follow it up from minikieff. Six and a half minutes at bat. Very nice rockets and rails, and fearZZ's goes low enough to completely fall back from that. Yellow picked up by fearZZ's there, but a lot of damage on from minikieff's side has been done that slightly mitigated the yellow armor there. fearZZ's is on pretty mediocre stack, and so is minikieff apart from the armor. Now he's waiting for red here. Red is already up. There it is. Tries to fake the rocket jump. But still can slightly hear fearZZ's. Not exactly where he's at. Gotta head for Mega. Picks up Mega now. Heavy's very soon going to be spawning. minikieff has no knowledge on fearZZ's whereabouts. No sounds have been made or anything. Red has been up for ages. Yellow has been picked up by fearZZ's. Now minikieff knows only two routes where fearZZ's can go. Still misses the rail. fearZZ's goes the yellow route, not the stairs. And here comes fearZZ's sneaking up from behind. 1 HP remaining on minikieff. Pulls back to the 50. Still ends up being on very low stack. Yellow is up right at this moment. Very risky move from minikieff to go over there with that stack. 6 HP remaining. fearZZ's at full stack. Now has complete potential to push for a tie, and that's it. Did not get the heavy though, but he's got plenty of armor to go for, as well as health. 10 seconds remaining for yellow. There's a rocket by minikieff there. He had barely no escape. Oh, fearZZ's rockets himself, but minikieff still concedes the Mega. fearZZ's will pick it up, as well as the yellow goes on the offense to red to confront minikieff there. Even though he had picked up the red, that is a 4th frag. fearZZ's has still plenty of stack. And semi-good control over the map. Just knows that yellow is spawning right about now. He might concede the Mega to minikieff, but still tries to go for some damage here. Red has been up for like 10 seconds. There's fearZZ's picking it up with with some pretty mediocre health, but pretty nice armor. minikieff on the health side being superior. I think their stacks are pretty even. It's going up again. minikieff from above tries to go for it, but do damage to fearZZ's at the same time. fearZZ's has to fall back. 18 HP. Mega's right next to him, but he decides to go for a couple 50s instead and then pick it up. Ooh, nice rail from below, and another one on minikieff. That's 2 in a row. Puts minikieff on around 100 HP, not that much armor remaining. There we go. It goes and picks up yellow. fear's on red. fear's is a bit too early on. Mega here tries to protect it. minikieff saw where he was. Goes right above. Mega's right up there. And now fear's has no other way to go but the main entrance there. Could have rocket jump up above there. Now he knows that minikieff's also stuck a little bit in the yellow armor zone there, but still manages to escape. fear's picking up the red. Doesn't hit sadly any rails in the process to deal some damage. It's yellow. He gets up in just a second, gets one rail on minikieff, but also catches one from him. Another one after his mega pickup. fear's falls back to the red, gets another rail. And another from the stairs. Put him next to mega. minikieff goes for yellow, lift.
Golden frag.
It is indeed time for golden frag. 11.5 minutes have been passed. And here comes fear's. Very low on stack. In fact, so is minikieff. They both caught very much damage, so that they both really need to fall back. minikieff doesn't have that much to go for besides the mega and the blue. But that blue is fear's. Yellow has been spawned from mini. If minikieff ties this up, it's just a one frag to go to win the game for either player. But fear's needs just one frag right now. Time limit has passed, and so the last frag for the winning player will win the match for them. 3 seconds to go for mega. And that's going to be fear's trying to pick it up. minikieff does hit some slight rocket damage, but mega will revoke that. There's a bit of that, more of that coming from above. minikieff now has the higher ground on heavy. Still has weaker stack. fear's doesn't do that much damage though. Goes on and picks up the red, even the yellow. At this point, it is just a very passive game, just a hide and seek. Red is up. That's for minikieff right there. It's at 100 HP. fear's stack, I want to say, is superior here, but if minikieff happens to do some extreme damage on that heavy stack, then he just might tie this up, but it doesn't look good for me. However, that shaft by minikieff, both of them are very low on HP. fear's does some defensive rockets, and here comes the pincer. And it is now 4-4, and golden frag for both. One frag will decide this match. Mega's been up for some time. minikieff tries his best to listen where fear's is going around. Yep, right there. Listens to the steps correctly. So minikieff goes and picks up the mega. fear's has some very high stack of armor here, but minikieff has quite a bit of a stack for both health and armor. Just trying to figure out where fear's is going around, and then perhaps do a last push here. Also trying to get the red here first, just to maximize his armor. It's very close to mega there. minikieff ends up picking it up. fear's gets some slight damage on health, but quickly repairs it with a couple small pickups. But that stack still, even though it is huge, with a 200, I was going to say, yeah, well, 100 and 100 stack, you will still catch some damage from even 2 pincer shots in a row, as well as directed rockets. In fact, when you catch just 2 directed rockets, you're done for. So fearZZz has to get some stack if minikieff's rockets are indeed that aggressive. Get some slight concentration on the red, which is up right now. minikieff goes for the pickup finally, now that he clarifies that it's safe. Oh, they catch each other around the corner. fearZZz gets some devastating damage from a rocket. Still tries to retaliate with a couple rails. minikieff ends up falling back to the red. Now it's fearZZz in turn having more health. minikieff has the armor advantage. fearZZz coming from behind the door. Catches some slight shaft damage on minikieff. Now it's into hide and seek mode again. fearZZz on the yellow. minikieff suspected might have been picked up. So, yep, there we go. Picks up the red. Goes for spotting where fearZZz is at. Indeed, fearZZz also picked up the mega there. Misses the rail. Suspects he's on the higher ground and misses. minikieff misses the rail but hits the second one. And that's fearZZz now picking up the red. minikieff will concede that and pick up the yellow instead. 2 seconds until mega. There we have it. I guess just slightly sidestepping around the pillar just to see where fearZZz is at. Seem to put out some very cool guy glasses emote guys in the chat every time they miss a rail. Oh, and here we go. fearZZz completely silent in that corner, but minikieff still was expected. He's somewhere in there. I'm gonna rocket jump and find out, and he indeed was there. Decides to not go for a full confrontation, just deal some minor damage and pick up the mega. Now he's on the heavy. It's a nice rail on fearZZz that will make him fall back to blue, as well as maybe even back to yellow once it spawns. That red armor is minikieff's. Very nice rail on the yellow. I'm gonna get some of that stack. The lift is being used by fearZZz, who gets some pretty alright shaft damage, but minikieff gets some extremely good damage with the rails. Will put fearZZz falling back, especially now that minikieff has a mega. Sorry, not a mega. Oh, in fact, yes, it was the mega. I was looking at the timer, it was 25, but in fact, the mega is 30, or 35. He's got a mega, he's got armor. fearZZz at 100 HP. So armor stack is even less than that, so needs to slightly maintain that. I suspect he's at the red. fearZZz, I think he caught a... no, he's at yellow. Fired a rail from very much somewhere else than red. He was trying to pick up yellow, and yellow still in fact up. He's going for that as well. Now he's at a very good armor stack. I think both should be at... ooh, fearZZz is at a slightly higher ground. Tries to go for offense against minikieff here, now on a much lower stack. Doesn't have much of an armor to go for. 100 HP. Red has spawned. Still decides to not pick it up. That is fearZZz right there. Decides to go for some slight armor charge instead. Yellow is also up, but fearZZz shows the other side of the map. Here's that fearZZz goes over there, picks up the blue. Mega will be up in just 10. This has certainly been a match. It's been lasted for like 20 minutes right now. Yeah, exactly. I just looked at the clock and it's 20 minutes. fearZZz has the superior stack. minikieff carefully listens to the steps while staying sneaky at the same time. He had some minor damage on fearZZz, but that will certainly have to be more. fearZZz probably even saw minikieff pick up that red. Ooh, very nice. Rail on the jump arrow lift usage. That will secure minikieff the mega, but fearZZz coming in with the offense. Amazing chef damage and the rail to follow it up, 37 HP. And it is a victory for fearZZz. What a nice little run after on the end of that match. Holy hell, that lasted for quite a bit. 20 minutes and 52. Indeed a very nice game on Sanctum. That was indeed a map that I had commentated before. That is probably a map that's 2 years old right now, I think. But I don't know. it truly has been a while with me. Very nice game between fearZZz and minikieff. And as our next map between fearZZz and minikieff's game here, we have Bioplant. Certainly a map that hasn't been changed in or out of the roster since my time.
Game starts in 3, 2, 1. Fight.
We are away with Bioplant. This is fearZZz versus minikieff. minikieff starting on the mega side. Picks up a blue. Already suspects that fearZZz is on the pincer side. Trying to get the second blue. Ooh, that is some minor damage. Both missed some rockets. Blue is up on both spawns, and that is minikieff's. Those are minikieff's pickups. Interestingly enough, this map indeed doesn't have a yellow, only 2 blue armors and 1 red armor, 1 mega health. If you really want to, of course there's the mega right next to the blues, but if you really want some armor and you cannot control red, you have to, most of the time, control both blues. minikieff on very high stack now, fearZZz. Which is a rail. Ooh boy, fearZZz is not on such a good stack here, and indeed it will go down to minikieff and to a superior stack here. Some armor was pretty much vaporized in that moment from minikieff, so he has to pick up the red to tie it up. fearZZz on the first blue. minikieff sees the second has already been picked up as well. Nice pincer. Third in a row by minikieff. fearZZz down to 100. Fourth in a row. Fifth in a row, and that is a second frag for minikieff. 90 damage in a single pincer. That is 6 in a row. And the third frag already is at the first 10 seconds from the second frag. minikieff even. How do you do that? Has to do some. Finally misses some rails as well, so his damage buffs are revoked from the pincer. He also has to catch some more stack now, only at a 99 stack. Controls blue quite well, but is it enough to confront fearZZz? Maybe not. fearZZz is going for the chase, and indeed will get the frag on minikieff. Now that we're on fearZZ's position here, 6 seconds to the red. Gets it, doesn't hear minikieff around, tries to do some secure machine gunning moves just to spot whether minikieff's in there or not. Very nice. 2 seconds to red. Goes in with the slow field. It catches more rails than minikieff, in fact. And indeed gets rocketed. But minikieff's stack did get mitigated quite a lot, especially on the red side after it picked it up. And minikieff still gets that. fearZZz trying to get the blue there. Got immediately cornered and couldn't move thanks to the rocket blasts. It's 5-1 for minikieff. If he keeps this difference up, it'll be just 6 more minutes to golden frag. Stacks an even 200. Finally goes for the heaviest, red as well. fearZZz at the superior stack with health until that rail. And the second one. Slightly picks up some stack, maybe a blue armor to slightly mitigate that damage. Smoke Weeball goes into the red. fearZZz didn't even see it coming, only heard some steps. Ooh, get some devastating rail damage from fearZZz there. minikieff tries to get this Mega and fearZZz apprehending it. And there we go, just on the blue. fearZZ's stack was quite a lot revoked with those rockets. Now it's minikieff on the lower stack. It catches some damage from fearZZz. Tries to go for the not the same blue. We noticed it that it's not up yet. No, it just might be, but fearZZz is constantly on a chase after him. 100 HP only, nothing else. Suddenly the chase has stopped. Now they're both going a little bit silent. 2 seconds to red. That is going to be minikieff's. Some slight minor confrontations here and there between the two, but they're doing very minor damage as well. Some rails here and there may hit. minikieff on no armor stack whatsoever. Has to fall back. Red is up. That is going to be fearZZ's now. Now that minikieff has escaped, and now minikieff is in this tricky situation where he needs to control both blues in order to get some stack to either confront fearZZz or just deal some minor damage and try to take control back. Mega's up in 15 seconds and Heavy's already up for fearZZz to pick up. minikieff goes for the blue. Second blue is already up as well. minikieff, however, has the lead here, so if he keeps the pace going for another 3 minutes, or if he gets more frag, it'll be less than that. He'll get golden frag, and fearZZz, with that stack, has to make some move sooner or later. He's at a full stack. All he needs to do is just a big push, find minikieff, rush him down, and not just once, but multiple times. So what he has is control over pretty much the entire map, apart from one blue armor that minikieff's controlling here. minikieff slightly lowers that stack of fearZZz with a single rail. Now finally gets the control over red. Ooh, but fearZZz with those two very nice pincer shots. Makes minikieff back. He's not much of a stack left. minikieff still doing a very good job and just falling back in the right situations here, at least most of the time. fearZZz only has one frag on him. But most of the time minikieff has managed to fall back and escape pretty much every single confrontation fearZZz has done. A few rails here and there might have mitigated his stack, but fearZZz has only got him down once. There goes the red to fearZZz. He's still at the full stack. All he needs to do is just a rundown on minikieff here. Very nice damage. fearZZz has no idea where minikieff is. Finally going for the mega. Very nice shaft damage by fearZZz, but also very nice rails by minikieff. They both go on red. That'll be minikieff's, and fearZZz is suddenly the one with the lower armor. Even health slightly. minikieff misses the rail there. Now has now he's trying to control the blue side. Goes through the teleporter. fearZZz waiting for him on the outside. Very low on HP. 8 HP left. And fearZZz also very low. At the same time, he's trying to. Never mind. He's going on the mega side. He has also fallen back. minikieff now has the red. 43 HP remaining though, and fearZZz has that mega. And the two blues picked up.
Golden frag.
And it is indeed golden frag from minikieff. fearZZz has some to catch up, but he has the stack. While minikieff here, as one mediocre stack, you can still control the two blues and then do the last rundown on fearZZz. Gets the mega as well. Now he's got really good stack. Goes in for the push. The slowdown Weeball will slightly just change his plans a little bit. He will fall back instead. Try to control as much stack as possible. Gets the red as well. Now he's on very good stack. fearZZz pretty much at the same stack. Mega's up in 5. Here comes fearZZz trying to apprehend the mega, but falls back on the red instead, which won't be spawning for the next 5 seconds either. He's desperately waiting for it. Still decides to fall back. minikieff now on really good control over the map. Just has to do that last frag. Still falls back. Try to make sure fearZZz is getting as little pickups as possible. That was when Red Bull spawned slightly. I think he heard fearZZ's steps over there as well. Is them somewhere near blue. First or second. minikieff. Oh, that door opening and the rail into the teleporter. Now he's just waiting to hear some steps from fearZZz, or rather, just to wait until it was safe, and indeed it was. It's been picked up. Now minikieff. Here may just be your chance to do the last push. It's waiting on the red. Picks it up. Here's this throwing grenades around. None of them hitting anything. So it's walls and ceilings. And here comes minikieff with a smoke Weeball. And with that block on vision, he pretty much safely grabs the red again. Gets a rail from the jump pad though. Especially with that rocket jump, it'll slightly cost him a little bit more. That blue is just fiercely defended by fearZZz. Minikieff will catch the second one. Catches a rail or two in the try to pick up the mega. Slow field Weeball will make things a little bit complicated. Red is up. Nice rail from fearZZz. Just trying to look around where fearZZz may be going around. Picks up the red safely. I think you're at the rocket on the other side of the map that made him push into the red finally. And here we go. On the same corner they meet. Round the corner comes fearZZz. Does some very good damage, but so does minikieff. Picks up the mega. fearZZz coming through the teleporter and catching a rail. That stack won't be mitigated that much though, because of that red being now fearZZz. minikieff waiting for the second blue, also tries to listen to the steps by fearZZz. fearZZz knows that he has to rely on the blue armors, but minikieff makes a fallback with a very nice rail hit, 2 in a row. Red is up, mega has been given to minikieff. Third in a row. I think minikieff also grabbed a rail there. We'll have to pick up the armor. First blue is already up, second blue will just be in 3 seconds. Here comes red. minikieff decides to fall back on the blue. It's a little bit safer. Three seconds to mega, that will be minikieff's. Now he has the health at the very least to push, but fearZZz has the armor. They are both pretty much in even stacks. Oh, fearZZz from the same level. Rails minikieff on the teleporter exit, didn't even use it. Smoke screen, Weeball comes in, fearZZz goes right through it. minikieff doesn't even see him, fearZZz doesn't see him. Very nice third in a row rail. Doesn't hit any of the following ones. fearZZz is at a very low HP. That would have been the deciding rail for the game. fearZZz still tries to apprehend the red, and minikieff, surely enough, we'll get the frag out of that. What an excellent game by minikieff here. fearZZz just had the control over the map for the longest time and just couldn't do that many critical pushes towards minikieff, and so suddenly minikieff transferred the control over to him and did a final push. fearZZz was a little too ambitious at the end there, in my opinion, but that was a very good game. Excellent game by minikieff. And that will be indeed a 1-1 tie on between fearZZz and minikieff's games here. Just the last match will decide which one will win this group. Rather, this match in this group.
starts in 3, 2, 1. Fight.
Alright, and we are continuing with the last match between fearZZz and minikieff. And this is indeed a map that I haven't seen that often. It's been a while with me, but we'll try to manage so I can at least see the pickups. Roughly know where they are in a short time. Very nice aggressive play on fearZZz already. Some excellent rockets, and the shaft will surely finish that off, but he's on a low HP right now. Needs to fall back on some pickups. That's 25, that's a 50. Blue armor right there. Seemingly the map's pickups are pretty much the same as bioplants. minikieff, nice retaliation frag. So we have 2 blues, red armor, and a mega. Very nice rails by minikieff there. Picks up a blue. So the 190, a bit over 200 stack now. Gets the red. Is that a pretty mediocre stack to confront fearZZz, but fearZZz is trying to constantly be on the higher ground and ambush minikieff as much as he can. Mega is picked up by minikieff and picks up the blue at the same time. That puts him into a very high stack. A few blue armor pickups does wonders. Ooh, that damage on fearZZz. minikieff loses armor. fearZZz still not done with his fight. Rather, minikieff is not. fearZZz is just desperately trying to defend himself with some rockets. Still ends up doing so. Successfully falling back. I think I'll pick up again to minikieff fearZZz. He here's the tries to do some damage. I think he catches a second rail even now. minikieff now at a 92 HP. It's pretty much 1-to-1 fearZZz. Or sorry, minikieff hearing fearZZz. Stepping around on the higher ground. There's a secure rocket on the jump pad. There's nothing, but the rail will surely hit it after fearZZz has jumped. But his stack is still very, very high, especially after that mega pickup. minikieff just hitting the rocket on the edge of the ceiling there. That is not good. Here's picking up the red. minikieff sneaking around, trying to figure out where he's going exactly. He's got a pretty good stack. Has to find minikieff, and that's exactly what minikieff's doing, just hiding. Trying to pick up items at the same time. Second blue is up. Very nice teleporter. Exit by fearZZz doesn't get much damage, but the 2 rockets that will hit directly will make him fall back a little bit. fearZZz falls back on red. minikieff. It's the second blue pickup at last. 7 seconds to mega. That'll be minikieff. See, here's fearZZz falling back. Gets the blue armor the second time, and even some shards. That will put minikieff into a very comfortable stat. Oh, the jump pad is going to make some mark on the fearZZz that time, and that will be a mutual frag indeed. Ooh, fearZZz did some absolutely fantastic damage on minikieff in the process as well, and that is a trade. Oh, but the aftermath. fearZZz, as soon as he spawns the same time as minikieff, gets the rocket, gets the rail, and gets a few shots on minikieff. Now it's only at 100 HP. fearZZz now controlling the second blue and the red. And he's just a bit more health. Especially if he's going to rocket jump most of the day. 3 seconds to mega. Now he's got control of the other side of the map as well. Mega's picked up. Blue's not there yet. Slightly here's the steps of minikieff here. I think he has to know at this point that minikieff does have a habit of just sneaking around on corners. Listening where his opponent is. Oh, very nice. Implosion wee ball push. Rail will connect. Second rail will connect minikieff at a very dangerous stack. Dangerous to himself. fearZZz now falling back on the major pickups again. Just a few fake rocket jumps even. Here we go. Mega has been up and so has been red. Red will be fearZZz. Mega is still up. That will barely be picked up by minikieff before catching that rail. Second rail will hit though by fearZZz. Well, it's been up for ages there. Oh yeah, the blue armor was... Now I remember that. You cannot pick up a blue armor if you're higher than 150 armor. That's why fearZZz was doing those rocket jumps. Or rather, was damaging himself with the rockets to lower his armor down to 150 to get that heavy or blue pickup. Now minikieff at a 100 HP, pretty much I think 50 armor stack. That is going to be dangerous against minikieff stack, especially against that shaft. That rail did not connect though. That would have probably been minikieff demise. fearZZz on the other hand, regarding his stack, is very, very good. Has control over blue, doesn't want to really deal that much self damage. Doesn't even have to. That rocket by minikieff will lower his stack a little bit enough so he can pick up the blue. And even get Mega in the process. That that rocket was nothing. There's an implosion wee ball to the jump pad, but minikieff catches him up in there. And also catches some damage from the rockets in the process. But great damage by minikieff from the shaft. That has put fearZZ's armor down to 29. Has to wait for the red spawning right now. minikieff tries to corner him in there. Doesn't do that much damage in the process, but catches some shaft instead. fearZZz goes through a few teleporters, knows where minikieff is. Finally here's those steps. Falls back to the red. minikieff now in control of mostly the blue armors. fearZZz misses the rail. Got another implosion wee ball. Goes for the push immediately. To use the corners to its advantage. minikieff, here's those teleporters. Very successful rail shot. fearZZz gets the blue armor to mitigate some of that damage. Gets another one from the same teleporter, but also gets one hit on minikieff. minikieff on the Mega. Ooh, and on the jump pad tries to do some very good damage on fearZZz, and so he does, but also catches a few rockets from fearZZz. Ooh, but still tries to go for the push in. 3 HP remaining on fearZZz and still gets minikieff down. That'll be his third frag. Man, what a push. Very nice try by minikieff, but wow, does fearZZz keep his things together. 76, or rather 80 stack in total, not 100. Barely enough with that health pickup so to not get trailed by a minikieff, I think. Still misses that. But now minikieff with the superior control over both Mega and Red. Instead of going for Red, goes for the push against fearZZz. Both catch a lot of damage. Finally, Red is picked up by minikieff. He's cornered though. But fearZZz still goes down. minikieff did catch some damage. His armor is completely revoked. Now he's trying to rely on the blue armors. Here's now the superior health. Oh, minikieff just slightly steps right next to the red so they're not pick it up. Has to go again into the corner. Catches some damage in the process. What the hell? But still catches fearZZz. Ooh. An ambitious push again by fearZZz. That will slightly cost him a frag. Now 30 more seconds. In fact, less than that. If minikieff keeps this up, it will be a golden frag for him, but it doesn't look like that! He has no armor. He still tries to push for some damage, and fearZZz! Inside 10 seconds catches 2 frags that will put him into the lead.
Golden frag.
And it'll be golden frag for fearZZz now. No, it's red for fearZZz, Mega for minikieff. Doesn't have that much armor though, and that will be non-existent at this point when that piercing rail will come at them. That will be fearZZz to pick up instead. minikieff has mistimed the first blow, picks up the second instead. 3 seconds until red. fearZZz misses the rail, catches quite a bit of rocket damage around the corner by minikieff. If minikieff ties this up, it's going to be golden frag for both. It'll be 1 frag to decide this entire matchup, in fact. Both fearZZz and minikieff's map scores are tied. fearZZz has superior health. minikieff just has the superior armor though. fearZZz now goes for the blue. minikieff picks up the red again. Catches a bit of a rail there in the process. Here's bombards a few quarters with rockets. Gets cornered in the red. It's a rail on minikieff on the teleporter though, but catches some shaft damage a little bit. Through the teleporter. 3rd pincer in a row hit by fearZZz. minikieff still on pretty good stack. Doesn't go through the teleporter. 4th in a row. 5th will sadly miss. minikieff still at a very low stack. Barely at 100 HP. There we go, and a 50 armor. fearZZz sneaks around, tries to play a little bit passive, tries to maintain control. So to do a big push afterwards against minikieff, who's only at a 200 stack. Now fearZZz has both the red and mega, and behind, ooh, a pincer by minikieff though. May slightly alter his plans. He's not going to push that easily. minikieff has some pretty good accuracy with all weapons. Ooh, 2nd rail in a row by fearZZz. Doesn't hit the rocket, gets the blow however. Even the mega tries to go through the teleporter. minikieff at 100 HP and 150 armor. He's pretty much got all blues controlled. Catches a pincer from fearZZz. fearZZz barely misses the red platform with the strafe jump. There we go. I know he finally gets it. minikieff should be around Mega at this point. No, he's going through the teleporter. His own red side. Finally knows that fearZZz may not be around Mega, but there he is now. And now he's got superior stack. minikieff just needs to push that stack down, and fearZZz in fact needs to, with this golden frag, finish the game. All he needs to do is one great big push. That's a, I don't know how many, 4th rail in a row. That was 85 damage. It still misses the rest. There we go, 1. And pretty good damage overall on the minikieff stack. Second one will miss. Picks up the Mega. Rocket jump over. Ooh, to the middle area where minikieff's waiting for fearZZz to get his armor a little bit of a trim. That rocket damage by minikieff is unbelievably strong, even with splash damage. fearZZz falls back on the first blue. minikieff gets the red now instead. 5 seconds until Mega. fearZZz now gets the second blue. I think minikieff at this point may know that Mega may be up, or may not be. And there it is. He sees it. Should do an offensive rocket on it. Ooh, rail will hit. Their stacks are pretty much constantly even. Now fearZZz has the red. And the superior stack to minikieff. That pincer will make it even more. Falls back to the blue. minikieff will concede it, but doesn't know that fearZZz has more than 150. Now he's trying to go in for the push. Tries to look for where minikieff is at. There he is. Jumps a little lower there. Finally takes control over the Mega. Ooh. The pincer will mitigate his stack a little bit. Picks up the blue. Second blue. Blaster jump over. Ooh, mistakes. Very nice pincer by both. That's 2 in a row for fearZZz. 2 seconds to Mega, and in fact both blues. There we go. That's going to be minikieff's fearZZz now trying to fall back for some stack. There we go. Second blue picked up. Oh, that jump. Risky, but very accurate rail. minikieff still goes for the push for a while. Drops down. Catches a rail from fearZZz. Will not make... Ooh, that will make him slightly just look around if fearZZz is over at Mega. I'm gonna rail that guy over there. That's all he does. Simply catches one rail. fearZZz pretty much revolt that damage with the Mega. Now, ooh, 3rd, 4th rail, 5th rail by fearZZz. Puts minikieff, even after that red, on a very low stack. 6th rail, 7th will end the match. And that is fearZZ's entire matchup in this group. Very well played. It was extremely tied towards the middle, especially with the comeback from fearZZz, the 3-4 lead, and then fearZZz scored 2 frags inside 10 seconds, taking the lead, and that put minikieff in a bit of an uncomfortable position. Had control here and there, but fearZZz overall, I think, had a bit more control over the Mega side. And now we're going into the a quick break before the next match, which according to my calendar should be, let's see, I don't know if these are correct. Oh, it is. Yeah, there we go. So it should be Backstein versus Firebot on round 4. But before that, we will go into a quick break, so we will see you in a bit.